Alright, sorry I had to end the video abruptly. It was more than 30 minutes in, so I had to cut the fat. Now that the video is uploaded, let's finish this. Alright, coming in at number 15, Sonic Generations and Sonic Mania. Both these games. Yes, it's another one, another double hitter right here. And here's the reason why. Let's first begin with Sonic Generations. I'm a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan, and playing Generations to me was going down memory lane, playing levels from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, Heroes, 06, which everybody loves to talk about, Unleashed, Colors, and have all iconic boss battles throughout the series, which was an amazing feat. And to me, playing both classic and modern Sonic was an absolutely interesting feature. And to me, in my opinion, it was one of my favorite modern Sonic games I have ever played. And bringing in some elements from back how things worked back in the day and how the way it looks like in high definition was, to me, an absolute blast to have in the game. And to me, I really am looking forward to see what Sega has in store too, because not only did Sega have something huge accomplished, but they also got Sonic Mania. And not just Sega, but Kristen Whitehead, who was a huge fan of the Sonic series and made his own levels to pretty much correct some other features. Head Cannon and Padova West, who interfere in this game. And then also putting in Hyper Kinetic to be pretty much making this too. I'm really surprised to see how well and successful this game was. And same thing with Generations, but this game was also another victory down memory lane, because Sonic Generations came out on Sonic's 20th anniversary, and this game came out and announced in Sonic's 25th anniversary and came out a year later. And wow, this is amazing, and having this in my collection though is just amazing. And I love the Blue Hedgehogs though. And to me, replaying these levels and adding some remix levels and the soundtrack, oh my gosh, the soundtrack in this game is absolutely beautiful. And T. Lopes, props to you, buddy. Amazing job. And who knows? I don't even know if they're going to make another Mania game, or I don't know. I really am looking forward to seeing what Sega has in store next. And to me, Sonic Mania and Sonic Generations deserve to be number 15 on my list. And to me, whatever you have in store, Sonic Team, Sega, Padova West, Christian Whitehead, Head Cannon, and Hybernetics, whatever, I think that's so I got the rate. I'm looking forward to see what you guys have in store next. And let's see what you guys have in store for Sonic's 30th anniversary next year. It's coming in at number 14, Battlefield 1. Yes, as of 1917, since I recently reviewed this game was just a near masterpiece. And yes, this is another 2016 game. 2016 was a really good year for first-person shooters and for video games. But to me, this game had beautiful graphics. The day it got announced, everybody was like, EA? DICE? What are you doing? What type of game is this? And yes, this is actually a fresh take, and going into World War I was an absolute interesting feature. And the story mode was really good. Sad. It got me twice. I teared up in a couple of scenes because, man, this game really got to me with the campaign. And then Operations mode was an interesting new feature, which is really addictive. And still to this day, some people play the game here too, because the one in Battlefield 5 is a bit neuter, but this one here is absolutely one of my favorite parts of the game. And yes, unlike EA adding in a $50 season pass so you can play the rest of the content, but since it's been years already, you can get the content now for like just 20 bucks. So, but I am stuck with this one. But still, to me, playing this game at launch, I had an absolute blast. And this is, to me, EA's and DICE's crowning achievements. And I can't wait to see what they have in store next too, because since Battlefield 5 did not do very well, I hope we go back to modern. There's a rumor they are going back to Battlefield Bad Company 3. So let's see how it is. But this deserves to be on my top list. I'll say it again, and I'll say it twice. I am a huge fan of Xbox, and since Gears of War was one of my favorite games in the series, the one that takes the cake is Gears of War 3. I have Gears 4 right over here, and I have Gears 5 over here. I love the Gears of War franchise. It sucks that I don't own the Gears of War 3 game. I gave it away since I don't have my 360 anymore. I'm stuck with my Xbox One. Gears of War 3 had an absolute great campaign, a sad story, and a perfect bittersweet ending that I was just happy about, because how the way it began with Gears of War 1 and how the way it ends in a bittersweet ending in Gears of War 3, to me, Gears of War 3 stands out to me one of the best third-person shooters I have ever played in my entire life. And to me, in my opinion, it deserves to be on the top list because This is, to me, in my opinion, Epic Games' crowning achievement. Yes, Fortnite is their crowning achievement, but to me, this is Epic's greatest achievements. And I think, to me, Gears of War 3 is, to me, my favorite game in the series and the best third-person shooter I have ever played, and it deserves to be on the list. Alright, coming in at number 12, the best Lord of the Rings game ever made, that goes to Shadow of Mordor. But this is not just Shadow of Mordor, but we also have Shadow of War. Cheating again? Are you kidding me? Hey, calm yourself down. Both these games are near masterpieces, and to me, Shadow of Mordor was, to me, one of my favorite games of 2014, and it felt like it was a fresh take because it has, like, since Monolith Studios are former members who made the Assassin's Creed and the Batman Arkham series, to me, this is, to me, one of my favorite games that I have played. And I played this recently back in 2017. I played the whole thing. I 100%ed the whole thing with all the DLC. And Shadow of War, after completing Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, to me, was another great game. Despite Talion is a bit of an uninteresting character, but the powers where he gets with Celebrimbor was an absolute amazing feature. And taking down ogres, and with the Nemesis system that is addictive, though, to take away all the way the ogres out of the way so you can pretty much take them down by any means necessary. But you got to be careful and you got to plan right, because sometimes they can be fireproof, poison proof, whatever proof they can. And the stories are absolutely amazing too, and the soundtrack is really good. And I don't know, because Shadow of War felt like, to me, a really good ending, though, but ending a game in the second game of the series feels a little off, though. But who knows, maybe we might get Shadow of Celebrimbor, I don't know. So whatever Monolith is working, I'll be there. But even though Shadow of Mordor, to me, is the best in the series, but Shadow of War is an improvement. Despite adding in some microtransactions in the final act, you have to work your way up to unlock the real ending to Talion's story. So I don't know. To me, both these games are absolutely amazing, and they deserve to be on the list. And I will admit, this is, to me, one of the best Lord of the Rings games ever made. This is one of my favorite DC crossovers games I have ever played. Sort of crossover, though, because not only does it have all the heroes, nearly all the heroes, but also near the villains. Injustice 2. Wow. This, to me, was one of my favorites superhero fighting games I have ever played. And to me, wow, the story is so damn good. Seeing Batman and Superman have their own, egos and stuff like that. Superman doing some bad stuff while Batman is pretty much out there fighting against Brainiac, and they have to make tough decisions to take down Brainiac in order to win. And the fighting is absolutely amazing. You can customize your character the way you want without some mediocre microtransactions. Sorry, MK11, but Injustice 2, to me, was one of my favorite features. And then adding in Deadshot, Supergirl, and many other characters, and the DLC characters adding in Hellboy, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Wow, they're going even crazier too. And to me, this is one of my favorite games that I've played. And also, you can customize your own character to the way you look. You can make them look a little more futuristic. It looks a little weird seeing them like placing a helmet so that you can see their face. But to me, wow, Injustice 2 was, to me, in my opinion, NetherRealm's greatest successes. I'll put an honorable mention to MK11, despite the microtransactions they added at the last second. To me, this one is the best one, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store next year for Injustice 3. But I have a feeling they're going to announce Injustice 3 this year, but whatever it is, I'll be there. But this one, to me, is one of my favorite fighting games I have ever played, and I cannot wait to see what the series has in store next. One of the best first-person shooters I have played in 2016, and I'm sorry, Doom. I'm sorry, Overwatch. I'll put you as an honorable mention. And I'm sorry, Battlefield, but to me, the one who takes the championship goes to Titanfall 2. These are the guys that made Apex Legends, and wow, the story was really good. The relationship between Jack and BT, which was an interesting feature, and it felt really good too, because when you got inside BT and you start unleashing havoc with your weapons, and then the multiplayer is absolutely addictive. What sucks, though, is that not everybody's playing this game. Some diehard fans are, but now that they're going with Apex Legends. But to me, this game was interesting. It was a perfect experience I ever had. and had a great campaign, a great multiplayer. What's missing is a Titan customization, but that's fine. This and I'll put an honorable mention to Apex Legends 2, since that game is also amazing. But what sucks is that there's no Titans in that too, adding in some dinosaurs for like added environment. But this one to me was one of my favorite first-person shooters I have ever played, and Respawn absolutely nailed that out of the park. And to me, who knows if they're working on Titanfall 3, but take your time. Don't let EA give you crap, Respawn, please. And EA, give them time. And don't even dare shut them down. Because since you bought them, I want you guys to not only fully, let's just say, rely on them too much, but give them time. Because Respawn, to me, is one of the most dedicated developers I have sought, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store next. Alright, I don't own the game and I don't own a Switch, but to me, one of my favorite kart racers of all time, beating in the original and the N64 version, goes to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014, but the definitive edition came out in 2017 for the Switch, and it's a fun feature so you can take it with you on the go, and with really beautiful graphics, a great soundtrack. And I'm sorry guys, I don't own Mario Kart 8, but I do own Mario Kart 7 on my 3DS, and I'll put it as an honorable mention too. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, to me, in my opinion, was one of my favorite kart racer games I have ever played. Great soundtrack, great tracks, adding in Link from The Legend of Zelda and the Splatoon characters. I am absolutely happy that this game was one kart racer that you cannot have, like, let's just say, keep going, because it's very addictive. I just cannot wait to see what Mario Kart 8 has in store. I hope we get customizations, like, you know, like how the way we get Super Mario Maker, an extra customization. Let's see if they can go crazy on Mario Kart 8. But to me, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, to me, in my opinion, one of my favorite kart racers of all time. And the roster and the characters and stuff like that is, to me, one of the best parts. And adding in Link from Zelda, which is cool. Please give us Kirby in the upcoming game, too, please, because I want to see Kirby riding on the cards. And please surprise us with the next game, because Mario Kart 8's absolutely one of my favorite kart racer games of all time. What was it? What was this catchphrase? I am the knight. I am Batman. Okay, for the record, I used to have the other game, but Arkham Knight to me is an honorable mention. But to me, the best Batman game I have ever played in my entire life goes to Arkham City. Batman Arkham City to me is one of the most biggest surprises I have ever seen and experienced, because I was a little worried. Batman Arkham City had so many things added in. The graphics in the game, even though it's not as superior as Batman Arkham Knight, but Batman Arkham City had an interesting story, playing it as Catwoman, and then also facing against villains like Penguin, fighting against Mr. Freeze, which to me was one of the best boss battles I have ever encountered. And geez, finding ways to take them down was really interesting. But don't do it twice, because it'll get you back and it'll get you really hard. And wow, to me, and an insane rumor that this was Mark Hamill's final appearance as Joker. Nope, that was wrong. But to me, the performances by Kevin Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as the Joker, wow. And then Grey Desile voicing in Catwoman, which was an absolutely great performance. Bayonetta 2 and Devil May Cry 5. Oh, another 2? Hey, calm down right there. Bayonetta 2 and Devil May Cry 5 is, to me, one of the best hack and slasher games ever made. Hands down. Why? I'll give you a reason why. I'll talk to this in a little bit, but first let's give Bayonetta some love, because she was the one that got released first. Bayonetta 2, what an interesting surprise, and wow, and playing the game, since the first game got released in Japan in late 2009, and then it got released in January 2010, the sequel came out in 2014, and it does so much improvements from the first game. Sort of, though. It kind of does the same thing, but adding some new things and then making it sort of like a sequel, prequel kind of game. Wow, and the fighting is really good. Bayonetta, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And the fighting combat, the witch time, the boss battles, absolutely one of the best segments of the game. And the most interesting part is the combat, the witch time. Oh, it's so amazing, and I just can't get enough. And there's so many out there that get offended. Oh, she's over-sexualized parts. Why is she showing this? Why should Hey, calm it down, guys. Take it down the notch. If you don't want to watch it, there's the door right over there if you don't want to play it. But I pity you, because this game is over the top and it's awesome. and the boss battles are completely over the top, and also one of the best segments of the game, and the fighting is so damn good. Or should I say the hack and slash? And I cannot say more, because Bayonetta was, to me, a great hack and slasher and one of the best games in 2014. But to me, also following suit too in 2019, since I waited for nearly a decade for the real Devil May Cry game, Devil May Cry 5. Thank you, Capcom, for bringing back Nero and the original Dante. This, to me, was also another crowning achievement for Capcom. Nero's gameplay, one of the best moments, best segments of the game. Dante making some improvements from his combat from the fourth game, adding in a motorcycle that can slice them down like a chainsaw, and then adding so many segments too of the game. I just completely lost my mind. And then V's combat was interesting, and then having his bird, Griffin, and then adding his panther and the giant monster that he always gets accompanied by. Wow, I'll admit, when the game got announced, I teared. I started crying. I've been waiting for that game in a long time, but all I can say is this: Bayonetta 2 and Devil May Cry 5 are one of the best hack and slasher games I have ever played in my entire life, and it deserves to be on my list. And I know it's higher than Street Fighter 5, Monster Hunter World, and Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2. But I love the hack and slasher genre. I don't like slow-paced Dark Souls combat. I hate it. I don't have the patience for it. But to me, Bayonetta, work together, guys. Come on. I want this to happen. Please. That's all I gotta say. Best hack and slasher games goes to both of them. Spider-Man 2018, made by Insomniac Games and also for only just PlayStation. Oh my god. It is so damn good! And it's an original story of Spider-Man, of the moments that he's dealing with after he graduated college, now that he's no longer part of the Daily Bugle. He's going through some struggles of how things are going after his life, becoming a superhero, working with Otto Octavius with his new job, and then his relationship between him and Mary Jane, and lots of stuff that he goes through too. And then also putting in Mr. Negative as the main villain, and many other surprises that happens in the games that just completely blew my mind. Many cool Easter eggs that shows up in the game, and I was interested and I was completely invested in the game. And yes, this game at times can cause you to cry. This game is really good, and there's a lot of emotional things that happens too. And the performances by Yuri Lowenthal and Laura Bailey, one of the best moments of the game. And I'm so angry and I'm so pissed that Insomniac Games is now bought by PlayStation. We're not going to get an Xbox game for the Spider-Man game, which is, it just pisses me off. And I'm sad too, because as much as I really wanted to buy a PlayStation, but to me, Spider-Man deserves to be on the list. And to me, it is one of the best Spider-Man experiences I've ever happened to pretty much go, because it dethrones Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2 game. But this, to me, Spider-Man is one of the best Spider-Man experiences ever. And you become the Spider-Man. And you have a bunch of unlimited costumes to dress up Spider-Man from the Tobey Maguire saga, from the MCU saga, and from the comic book saga. And also seeing it how the way it's detailed, it's one of the best features in the game. And to me, Spider-Man deserves to be here. And it's definitely one of the best superhero experiences I have ever played, right next to Batman. But Spider-Man takes the championship. Okay guys, go easy on me. Go easy on me. I don't own a Switch. I'll repeat, I don't own a Switch. I want to put this on my list. I played it. I got nearly my full experience, but I didn't fully complete it because I do want to 100% a game, but not fully 100% a game, because those Clorox seeds can pretty much take away your time. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Wow. Beautiful. And yes, there's not much soundtrack in the game, but while things get interesting, and while you're looking out in the wild, and then you can pretty much climb anything, especially with your line meter, whatever it is that's calling it, the stamina meter. I call it the line meter because that's all it is. It's the shape of a line. And wow, and then also there's only 4 places that you go to, but you can also choose between going into these other places too, which to me was interesting though. So you can build up your HP or your magic power, or should I say stamina meter, which is that. And this adventure was absolutely amazing. The story is much more serious, but what sucks is that Link, say something, I don't know, wait, say, excuse me, princess, not even that. Why doesn't Link talk in this game? It pisses me off. Come in the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, I want Link to talk. No more silent protagonists like this. Yeah. No. Talk. Link. Say something. And I want to say something. I don't want to give crap to the voice actor. I want Link to talk. But anyways, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, to me, you can do whatever the hell you want in the game. You can go... If you want to go fight against Ganon, go right ahead. But good luck. It's going to be a tough fight. But there's many options too. You can pretty much decide to take the sacred areas that you have to go to, and you can go do whatever the hell you want. You can pretty much, like, grind your way, find Korok seeds, and if you want to, it's pretty much your choice, because I like this because there's endless possibilities. You can do whatever the hell you want in the game. And to me, what sucks is that I don't own a Switch. But to me, this is, to me, in my opinion, one of the best Zelda experiences I've had to. As much as I really love this game, because to me, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games of all time. And Breath of the Wild is right behind it because it's an amazing game. And I'm excited for the sequel that they're making. But I haven't predicting because Nintendo's sort of Square Enix. I think next year or 2022, that's when the sequel comes out. So Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, amazing. So it deserves to be on the list. This, to me, is one of the best Battle Royale games I have ever played in my entire life. And you know which game it is? It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Sorry, I know I pissed off a few Fortnite fans, but you know what? This, to me, is the best Battle Royale game ever, because I don't own a Switch, like I said, but I do have this on a 3DS version. But to me, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the ultimate package and the ultimate game because it has every single character, and I mean everything. You have King K. Rool, Ridley, Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont from the Castlevania series. You got Ryo and Ken from Street Fighter, Mega Man. I'm still waiting on Sora from Kingdom Hearts, Mario, Donkey Kong, Sonic, name it. It's awesome, and the graphics and the soundtrack in this game is absolutely outstanding. And to me, in my opinion, and I know Sakurai said this, is this considered a fighting game? Yes, it is. I consider this a fighting game, and to me, this is one of the best fighting Battle Royale games I have ever played, and it has an amazing roster, lots of surprises. I'm still waiting on that Waluigi announcement, but I will give something too, because since we got 6 more DLC characters up in the horizon, I want to see Dixie Kong, Crash Bandicoots, Shadow the Hedgehog, or Dr. Eggman. I want to see them in the game. And the rest you can surprise us, but please, no more Fire Emblem characters. Please, Sakurai, you got us already like around 9 or 8. So whatever it is you have in store, I'll be there for whatever it is that are going to be announced too. So to me, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is, to me, the ultimate package, and definitely one of the best Battle Royale fighting games ever made. Sorry, Fardian fans, but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the best. Alright then. I don't own, like I said, I'll repeat myself again, I don't own a Switch, but this is, to me, one of my favorite 3D Mario games ever made, and that goes to Super Mario Odyssey. I have the 3DS version right here, Super Mario 3D Land, but Super Mario Odyssey, what a welcome surprise. It felt like I was playing the Nintendo 64 all over again, and wow, those graphics, the soundtrack, the song that Pauline sings, mwah, amazing. And I just cannot get enough with it, because this game is a masterpiece, and wow, the worlds that you go into, and there's so much content in this game that it's completely nonsensical, but in a good way. And wow, Shigeru Miyamoto and the rest of the developers in this game. This game is, to me, one of the most welcome surprises, and definitely one of the best Mario game experiences I have ever had. And I love Super Mario World. It's right there next to Odyssey. And oh man, I don't know, I don't feel like crying, but to me, Super Mario Odyssey, I nearly got my full experience, but I seen and passed through many parts of the game, and it's, to me, the greatest 3D Mario game I have played. And I don't want to repeat myself again, but to me, it deserves to be on the list because it's so good. And especially adding the new element with Cappy where you can transform into anything. You can transform yourself into the Gambas, Bullet Bill, anything, which is really insane. And also inside into a dinosaur, which is ridiculous. And you can see him with the mustache, especially as a frog too. Yes, bro. Super Mario Odyssey to me deserves to be here, and it's nearly there. It nearly made number 1, but these two games are definitely tied up together. But I have to make the ultimate sacrifice in the Ultimate Edition, and number 2 goes to Grand Theft Auto 5. Wow, Rockstar, and you're still supporting this game due to its multiplayer and adding in some final microtransactions in the last time. But wow. Grand Theft Auto 5 is, to me, in my opinion, one of my favorite games I have played. And definitely, Los Santos looks so much beautiful in this game. And there's so many mods that you can add in this game, which is nonsense. And what really impresses me so much with the game is how big and how massive they added so much content with this game. And also, Trevor Phillips was a great and awesome character portrayed by Stephen Ogg. And then Michael DeSanta, and then Franklin, which is an interesting character. This is Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar's greatest crowning achievement, and to me, I cannot wait to see what they have in store next for Grand Theft Auto 6. They say the Grand Theft Auto 6 is happening, Grand Theft Auto 6 is happening. It is happening, and it's going to take us somewhere into 2 locations. But to me, Grand Theft Auto 5 is to me the ultimate sandbox game that I've ever played. Nearly beating the best game of the decade, but one game in specific takes the championship, and you guys know who that is. And you know who it is. Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeehaw, cowboy! Red Dead Redemption 2 is, to me, in my opinion, one of the best Western video games I have ever played in my entire life. And one of my favorite games was 2018. Arthur Morgan has a well-written story. He's very likable, and you can choose if you want to be an outlaw, or you can pretty much become a good cowboy and to pretty much just be nice and stuff like that. I went that route. Wow, the story of him was amazing, and it mostly hit me so many times because I teared up what happened to Arthur Morgan when he got his sickness, and then how the way things ended up for him, and then later on passing on the torch to John Marston. Absolutely one of the best experiences I have ever been to, and then what's so cool too, without a doubt. So I don't even know what's in store for 2020 since there's a bunch of game delays. And sorry, there's a few games that didn't miss its mark though. I didn't get my full experience, but those are the games that deserve to be on my list and it deserves to be there. What's yours? Comment down below. And yeah, I might have pissed off a few Battle Royale fans, but you know what? It's my list. If you have your own list, show it to me in the comments down below. And same thing to you, Diego. I know you were expecting Fortnite, but no. It goes to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That takes the cake. Well, anyways, that is all. I'll see you guys with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.